Yo, this is James Lights Out Tony, the one and only. You are tuning into Philly Fight World. You see me? BAM!
How much you charge and how long it will be.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back.
Right now, we got like a 2-hour wait time.
You know, there's Philly, there's fight news, there's fight and analysis, and then there's Philly Fight World. As you can see in the title, Family Business, and we're in the ring with none other than Brian Norman Sr. Of course, I'm your host, Blake Anthony, and this is DJ Sooly, and we are here to just talk boxing with Brian Norman. Going to squash some rumors. We're going to just let Brian be Brian. And there's just a lot to talk about because there's a lot of, you know, that old saying, it's there's one side, then it's the other side, and then there's the truth. So we're going to get to all of that, and we're just going to have fun today. Gentlemen, how are we doing?
Good, brother.
Everything good. Everything good over here.
Yes, sir, man. Good to see you all, man. Good to see you both, man.
All right, fire off, Sully. I did my ramble. It's your turn.
Yeah, well, the brother, he doesn't need any introduction, but for those who don't know, this is Mr. Brian Norman Sr., father of Brian Norman Jr., middleweight, welterweight champion, brother, Brian Norman Jr. We good to have you on. We happy to have you on here, brother. Good to see you.
I'm sorry, boy. You said something. I'm so sorry. I was distracted.
He just gave you an introduction.
Okay.
My bad. Introduction, man. And like I said, you don't need no introduction, brother.
Oh, I appreciate it.
You don't need no introduction, man. Yeah. But it's good to have you here, man, and just to talk boxing, talk about you and your son, what y'all got coming up. Just give the listeners, of course, and the audience, just some brief information on what's going on. Of course, your son got a fight coming up, couple weeks, I believe right. June 19th, correct?
Yes, sir. June 19th in Japan, Tokyo, Japan. We're going to defend the title against their number one challenger in Japan, and Jin Sasaki, 89% knockout rate, 19-1 with 17 knockouts. So, expected to be a pretty tough customer until he not. But we going over there to do what we do and keep proving to the world that we the best in the division and we still growing and we still doing our thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Absolutely. So much has transpired, over these months, and Sully and I always talk about it's a great time for boxing because it seems like every couple of weeks we're talking about trash talk, social media nonsense, rumors and things like that. I mean, it can get annoying at one point, but this is kind of what you want in the business. You want people talking. You want people talking. You want people to be engaged in the shit talking and all that stuff. It's great as being part of it, and it's fun being part covering and being a fan. So we talked about the fight coming. We'll start with that because there's just so much to talk about. How excited are you about going over to Japan? I'm assuming you've never been there before. If you have or haven't,
I'm not necessarily excited about going over there. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited about the place and being there. I'm just not excited about going and losing, 12 hours a day on my time and the inconveniences that it's going to give me over here on my side of the world. So I'm not really excited about that part, but I am excited. I'm always excited about a fight. I'm always excited about any fight we're going to. I'm excited about going to another country and fighting. I'm excited about what this could mean. I'm excited about the global exposure. I'm excited about defending it in another country. Some things that some champions never do. People got to understand, you got pros and cons to everything. They like that. They think it's all cons. Oh, you're a world champion and you're going to defend in another man's home country. Yeah, but how else you going to get to another home country? This is not the Ali days where they go to Africa and both of them from America. Like, this is not those days. No. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So in order for you to have those type of experiences, you're going to have to take those type of chances, and we all for it.
What's the old phrase? Scared money don't make money.
Absolutely.
There you go, man. There you go.
Hey,
And definitely is the experience. I think that's going to be. I mean, you can't match that.
No.
Just going over to the other side of the world, man, seeing a different
Right.
culture. Not a lot of people get that opportunity.
Right.
Especially
Right.
not a lot of brothers get that opportunity,
Nope.
man. Yeah. So yeah, I'm right with you on there. The fight itself, you got a tough fight, man. This guy, Sasaki, he's got, like you said, when you explain his record, he's got a quite a number of knockouts. 89% rate knockout.
Right.
How do you expect the fight to go? Do you go into a fight like this doing what you do? You know, we know your son is straightforward. You know, he
Right.
comes in, and by the look at it, and I looked at a couple of fights that this guy has over in Japan. He's pretty much the same. He's tough. He comes right at you too. So I guess I don't want you to put out too much information, but do you go in this fight saying, we're going to go in there and do what we do best?
Well, you know what? A lot of times when it comes to me and people talking about putting out too much, ain't really nothing you can do about it. That's how I feel about it. Like, you got to be the best at what you do. You got to be the best at what you do. So I don't really believe whatever plan we come with, we're making it to a way that there's nothing you can do about. Also, I heard you say my son is pretty much the same, straightforward. He's actually really not. That's more of a fight lately. That's more of a fan-friendly fight style. He's good at doing that. He's having dominant performances within the last couple of performances. You know what I mean? After having lackluster performances, if you can go back and look at those other performances, such as go look at before the Quentin Rounder fight and the Boca Chica fight, there was one called Perez. And with Perez, you could see him moving his feet. You could see him jabbing. He didn't have a right hand. My son's right hand was messed up. This time his left hand was messed up. So he's had most of his fights in his career with only one hand. Whether it was one or the other. You know what I'm saying? So he can move, he can make adjustments. We pride ourselves on being able to do that, but we're not gonna be able to, we're not going to make the adjustments if we don't have to. Ain't nothing to talk about. You feel what I'm saying? We're gonna go in there, we're gonna do what we do, and we're gonna see if what we do is gonna be better than what you do, and if not, we're gonna make some kind of adjustments and we're gonna make it where it is.
Absolutely. I mean, that's just the way. That's the way it goes. That's the way of being
Absolutely.
a competitor. You got to make
and let me say from this point right now, looking back, 27 times out of 27 times, that's the way it be. Our way was better than your way, so that is what it is.
Stick to what you got your hand, right?
Stick to what you got. Absolutely, our way is better than your way. Well, why change? Why change it if it ain't broke? You know what I mean?
That's the old phrase.
Ain't nothing to change if it ain't broke. My son ain't never almost lost a fight. He ain't never none of that.
He just had to pivot. That's all.
That's it.
He just had to pivot. And and I'm glad I set it up this way because you opened up to something I wanted to talk about. How times, like I said, how times go from one thing to another and how things. Let's look at this interview, the things that you just popped up that your son had, and let's see how. I just want to hear how much or if anything has changed since how he felt in this interview till now. Here we go.
So, shoot, same thing I told my boy Gene, man. If y'all send me the contract, man, let's do it, man. I'm down for it.
Is that the next logical path for you, Brian, is to wait for that winner with Stanionis and Boots, or do you want to go like the Barrios route? Like, how are you looking for the rest of the year?
First thing first, I'm a grown man, so I wait for nobody. So I ain't finna wait on them at all. I still got my own career to attend to. But Barrios over there hiding in the corner doing this little thing or whatever. So where you at, man? I'm trying to get that belt up off of you. Everybody trying to go undisputed out here. You just sitting up here babysitting. So now I need to go in and get that up off on and shoot, go undisputed with whoever win the fight April 12th, I believe.
Who do you have winning?
I can't really decide. They both champions for a reason, so hey, only God knows.
As a fight fan, how do you see that fight?
I really don't watch them, so I can't say. That's why I said only God knows.
Why not watch those guys? They're in your division.
I watch my opponent when I need to. For example, Derek Cuevas, I don't care about him, but as soon as he signed his contract, boom, I'm on him. Whenever I fight anybody, boom, I'm on you. Once again, I'm the assassin. Once I sign that contract, all eyes is on you.
He feels the exact same. Nothing has changed.
Yeah, he mentions about him being healthy. And healthy because he mentioned that too in a lot of those interviews. Like I said, I don't know if people pay attention. But he says the first time he was healthy in a while, he had one, like you just said, he had one hand messed up, then the other.
Yeah,
So,
what happened? Let me tell you what happened. I give you the timeline because hell, I had to tell him because he been hurt so damn much. He didn't remember. I said, boy,
he had to remind him.
He was even arguing with me. He was like, man, I said, boy, you got it mixed up. I said, think about it. And I started saying, I'm the one that take you to the doctor. I'm the one that go through these surgeries with you. I'm telling you what happened. He was okay in his first fight there. He had both hands was quitting around the fight. He didn't look too good in that fight. He smothered himself. He was anxious. It was a personal fight. So he didn't look too good in that fight. The next fight after that was Boca Chica. He was fine in that fight also. He hurt his left hand. His right hand was messed up before in all of the other previous fights. So in all, I can't remember how many right now, but in 20-some previous fights, he pretty much had bad hands. Like we got tape of him when he first started fighting. When his left hand was bad and his right hand was good, he would literally sit there and post up, and I called the right hand the weapon. He will post them up and beat them. I mean, we was in Mexico, and the competition when they're stiff. He would literally take his left hand, hold it out, and beat him down with the right hand like he beat him with a weapon. I'm serious. I'm so serious. I'm serious.
Club,
yeah, he just take it, beat him down like he beat him with a weapon.
Into the club.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's good, man. I mean, that's the things that me and Sooly like to talk about. This was we talk in interviews about people got to make adjustments and fight because, like I said, people go into the thing. I know I say this all the time, but it's true. People think, well, what are they playing for? They just go in there and they hit each other. Man, there's much more to that. It's much more to that, and we try to bridge the gap between that. Talking to you guys, as we understand that, you understand that, but maybe a lot of people don't. So that's what we like to talk about, stuff like that. We love these stories that you hear that fighters have to fight with one hand, have to change the game, and you're still able to overcome your opponent and him being at 100%.
Please understand this for the people who don't know.
Yeah.
I've been in this for over 30 years, and I'm still learning. Still learning new ways, still learning new things. The reason a lot of those was stagnant in my learning at the time because I wasn't looking to learn. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't looking to learn. I know that sounds crazy, but I wasn't looking to learn. I was just in it. You know what I'm saying? So within lately, I've been looking at things, looking at them from different light and paying attention to different situations. And I'm learning so much more now than I did 20 years ago.
Yeah. And I think that's just a progression with us as we get older, man. When we're young, we're gifted with physical attributes and we don't really have to think, but as we get older, of course, in our older age, those physical attributes start to diminish just a little bit, and now you have to think, a thinking man. So yeah, I'm right with you, man. And it's a good thing.
One of my coaches said one time, he said, I'm sure, I don't know if it's an old saying or whatever. He was like, the youth is wasted on the young. And that's too true, man. The youth is wasted on the young. And then when you get older, it's like, think. You're like, I know y'all had premonitions where you slapping yourself and kicking yourself in the ass. Like, bro, how the hell did I not see that?
Yeah.
Because it's so clear to you now. It's so clear to you now. You trying to take yourself back. Like, how did you see this? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right, man. And that's go across all boards of life. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It could be with a relationship. It could be with a job. It could be with
female.
Friendship.
Absolutely. Yeah. How did I not see this? Absolutely. Yeah. Friend, best friend, enemy, frenemy. Yeah. You gonna see it all. How the hell did I not see it? You didn't see it. You just didn't see it. Your mind wasn't at that place at that time.
Yeah. There you go.
Facts.
Big facts right there.
Big facts. Go ahead,
yeah. So you, of course, you're getting ready to leave. You got this fight coming up. The travel. Hopefully, of course, the intention is to get this win and come back with the victory, of course. I don't want to jump into what happens after that too much because, of course, you got to fight the fight, and you don't want to look past your opponent. One thing that just happened, of course, a couple of weeks ago, and me and Blake talked about this up in New York, where you had the machine. We call it the machine. The industry really they wanted that Haney Garcia rematch. And so, of course, that was the setup. And of course, that changed completely after that night. Yeah. You go in, of course, you've been asked about fights after this. And I've been a listener of you from different shows. Mill City, I enjoy you and Mill City talking because I think you give us some good. You give us some good nuggets on his show, man. Shout outs to Mill City too. I enjoy his show.
Appreciate you.
Right, and I heard you say plenty of times, you're not looking past this fight. You got Siaki, all the other fights that want to be signed. You're not looking to go that route. This is the fight that you have your eyes on it. Yeah. Could you speak on that?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can speak on that.
Speak on that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You absolutely right. That's part of maturity also. Mm-hmm. Like, not rushing yourself and not rushing into things because as much as we want to rush and as much as we want to, and even, diminishing things and because we want something else so bad that's after what we got to do right here. It's like, let me hurry. When, a kid, if you give a kid food and dessert on the table at the same time, that kid gonna rush and go to that dessert. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
100%. That's why it's ways you dish it out. You know what I mean? First of all, let me go back and say, you say you listen to me on Mill City. I hope you listen with open ears. And if you pay attention, I'm very knowledgeable about what I'm talking about. And the shit I'm talking about is not nonsense. You know what I mean? I'm not a person that go out blabbing bullshit. I'm not a person that go out blabbing shit I don't know. I'm not a person that just go out just saying outlandish shit that can't be proven. I'm not saying shit that I know I can't do or I know won't happen. I don't do that. You feel what I'm saying? That's why to this time right now, I got a great track record. The only people that think I don't have a great track record are people who say, Cap, he lying, he did, and those are all opinions.
Right.
Those are all opinions. They have nothing to do with the facts of what's going on because the fact that I tell you is the fact that I tell you. I wouldn't say it if it wasn't 100% fact. Now, back to the overlooking the fight. Overlooking the fight, I honestly, when I look at it, I'm going to say this fight right here. When I look at it and I look at it stylistically, I mean, my son got so much that the world has not seen. The world has not seen. I'm not throwing those shots. I'm going to keep it real quick. Just hear me. I promise you I'm not throwing shots. I'm just keeping it real to give you an example because that's how I base my shit on facts. You got a known fighter right now. That's the current biggest thing in boxing. The current biggest thing in boxing couldn't make an adjustment to a guy that was moving. That's a basic adjustment that you would learn to make as an amateur. The person couldn't cut the ring off. And this happened for 12 whole rounds. Like it was amateurish. I'm looking at it from my end like, damn, this is the best thing in boxing right now. This is who they're giving all their credit to. We can do that. We can make those adjustments. We don't need to go back and train for that type of adjustment. That's an adjustment that I taught my son. You know what I'm saying? You got fighters that move around from 10 years old, 8, 9 years old. My son been a fighter since he could be a fighter. You know, amateur boxing started at 8 years old. He started training at 7. So he been a fighter since he could be a fighter. 8, 9, 10, 11 years old. You got fighters that take form like a what Devin just did his last fight. Where that's what they do. That's what they choose to do. That's a style they choose to make is to move. You understand? That's a very hard style for a kid with no feet. Think about a kid with no feet. If the man just circling around, just touching you, circling around and touching you, circling around, that's a very hard thing for a kid with no feet. We teach feet and defense almost first. So that's an adjustment we know we can make. So we look at it like the world gives all of this credit to these people and certain said people when you're looking at it like, damn, we've never had to do nothing else because again, 27 times out of 27 times, we never had to change nothing, and can't nobody tell us we look stupid. You could say we smothered ourselves in one fight. You could say he got dropped in another fight, and that's about it. That's what you could say. You feel what I'm saying? You can go back and tweak that and practice that, but that's not a common thing. He doesn't commonly smother himself. He doesn't commonly get dropped. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that I look at it like I said. That's what I'm talking about. The Mill City. I look at everything with a different set of eyes, and I came to realize within the last year or so that, and I'm not being funny, I'm not being cocky. I had to realize the experience that I have, and that's why I'm starting to look at it from a different light and to put it into perspective. Like, I'm not talking about y'all personally because I don't know what you know, who you know, or how long you've been in boxing, or what you know about boxing. I'm like 98, 99% of these people don't even know what the fuck you know. They don't know. They've never been in the ring. They never did this. They never did that. You've been here. So why are you arguing and why are you talking? You feel what I'm saying? But it's kind of hard for me not to when I'm trying to just point out a simple fact. But again, with me, people don't want to hear a simple fact. They want to make it an opinion, but we're talking about a simple fact. That's all. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Well, it's funny. It's funny you mentioned that fight, and you didn't mention the name, but I'm right with you on that one because me and Blake, we spoke about this upcoming fight, and I'm just going to name it, Canelo Crawford. And I told Blake, I said, listen, I was on the fence about the particular fight. But once I seen Canelo's last fight, I leaned towards Crawford.
Right.
Just because of what you just said.
Right.
You know, you have a guy that's walking around the opponent, and the opponent doesn't know how to cut that ring off. You know what I mean? And so right there, I'm looking at Crawford's attributes, and I'm like, ain't no way I got to swing the other way towards Crawford now.
Right.
Just because of that right there, just because of what you spoke on right there, it made me go to Crawford.
Speaking about that fight, what I've been tending to do now, and this is why even the professionals or the experts get it wrong, is because we don't know what's in the other person's head. That's why we get it wrong. We don't know what their plan is. We don't know if they are going to come out this way, that way. Are they going to get caught? Because getting caught change everything. You know what I'm saying? I always say, if you get hit with power, that's going to change the way you act. It's going to change the way you feel. And you're going to be like, okay, I cannot get hit with that. So now you're going to be a little timid. I think Terrence Crawford has all the knowledge in the world when it comes to that. And I don't think he's afraid of Canelo. You feel what I'm saying? I'm leaning with you. I don't think that Crawford being 37, finna be 38 years old or 38, whatever he is right now, I don't think he's going to move like Skull. I don't think that will be in his best interest to move like Skull or whatever else. But the lateral movement and the side to side that we know Crawford can do, hopefully he can still do it. And if he can still do it, I 1,029,000% agree with you. I do. Again, that's why I say we still can get it wrong because we don't know God's plan. We don't know. Yeah, we don't know if he gonna come out and get hurt. We don't know if he gonna. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's the unknown.
The unknown. Fortunately, he go to cliff that we on with this fight. Also, when you try to look at it from a knowledgeable eye, the cliff we on at that fight is. We know Crawford can do this, but he's 37, 38 years old. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. He 21 pounds bigger. You know what I'm saying? He's 21 pounds bigger going into the ring. Well, go even be bigger than that when he rehydrate to whatever he rehydrate to. So this is the biggest he's ever stepped in the ring. I can tell you, from me, what was harder for me to get in shape and why it kept being hard for me to get in shape through the years is that when you gain weight, your mental is stuck on a certain rate of work and a certain way you do things because that's just what it is, because that's embedded in you. That's what it is. I kept stopping because the weight. When I bounce, when I run, when I jump, it was a totally different feeling. Knees hurt, legs hurt. You know what I'm saying? It's a totally different feeling. So again, we still got the unknown. So again, I see why the experts even get it wrong. We just never know who's gonna show up, what's gonna show up, and we never know what God got planned. So that's why you got betting sites, and that's why it's the lottery, baby.
You're 100% right.
Yeah.
Here you go, Blake.
I'm saying let's have a little fun a little bit and talk about some other stuff that's going on in boxing.
Absolutely.
What do you think about the craziness that's going on with Teofimo Lopez right now with Turkey and all that mess? What do you know about all that hoopla going on?
What's crazy is I was confused when it first started because I paid. Yeah, I'm sure as everybody was. I pay attention to boxing. I'm on these platforms, if not every day, and almost every day, probably every day. You know what I'm saying? I may miss a day if I got something to do or whatever. I usually don't miss a day. I don't think I miss a day. But anyway, though, so I'm usually on everything. So I usually know the biggest news and the biggest this and the biggest that. So I was confused when he came on. Then that's why I came on one day. He was like, I got fired. I'm thinking in my mind, like, the fuck is he talking about? What happened? Like you had the best performance in New York. Boots. Wow. So the fight you just called out, so-called Duck Chew. What are you talking about? You got fired? What the fuck you got fired for? I didn't know. I had to see what was going on because I know the Haney was on the other end saying what they were saying. I didn't realize that. I seen them talking about David Haney and T.O. fight also, but I knew that the one that was offered was the other one. And I was like, I was confused. I gotta say, I think he ducking. I think he crashed. I think he crashed out. I think he really didn't want that fight with Haney. I think he crashed out. I think he crashed out, and I think he did it on purpose. I know that's the craziest shit in the world for a fighter, but what's the explanation?
It's very strange. It's very strange.
What's the like?
And he just keeps posting posts over and over.
He trying to self-destruct. It's self-destruction. The question is, you was crying about money, not making $1 million with Top Rank. You get with the Turk. You have the best performance. The person on that card just got 20 million. The headliner got 20 million. You are now in the position to get that money that man just got. You just proved yourself that you are worth what that man just got. You finna fight a fight that everybody want to see and been want to see since 135, since 2 weight classes ago. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I try to make sense of everything or whatever else. He crashing out, and I when I looked at it, I was like, he ducking. He ducking. He don't want to fight Devin.
Nope.
Yeah, and I agree 100%.
Then he started calling out Boots.
Because he already knew Boots. He already knew Boots wasn't gonna fight him.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, you know he ducked us too.
Yeah.
Did you know he ducked us?
No, we didn't know
tell
that.
us about that. Go ahead.
He ducked us last. That's how my son had surgery. I tried to tell people the timeline. My son wanted the way that Top Rank had it set up. Giovanni Santillon was #1 in the WBO right up under Crawford. Giovanni wasn't. They had fed Giovanni just like they fed us to Giovanni. They had fed Giovanni to Alexis Rocha on the DAZN undercard. I'm sorry, not undercard. I'm sorry, on the DAZN card, right? The winner of that became #1. That's how Giovanni became #1, right up under Terrence Crawford. So they was feeding him to a Rocha because he was lackluster in his performances and everything else. He ended up destroying Alexis Rocha, right? So they come back after the Alexis Rocha fight. Okay, cool. We got this guy that just got dropped and he didn't look good. We're talking about my son now. He got dropped his last fight and he didn't look good the fight before that. It's a look great if you go out and you beat a person like this. And we got Teofimo coming up in 2 months. So they put my son in there with Giovanni Santillon, feeding my son to Giovanni Santillon. He showed up, showed out, destroyed Giovanni Santillon. The play was for Teo to move up, gain another title before he turned 27 and make history. And that's why I don't know if y'all, again, I listen to everything. I don't know if y'all listen to the interview with Mark Kriegel. That's what the whole thing. Well, listen to me. You can go back and check for yourself. Right before Teofimo fight, Bob Arum himself personally and nobody else. Trust me, I looked. Bob Arum only and nobody else went to screaming about Teofimo and Brian Norman Jr. YouTube world started screaming about Teofimo and Brian Norman Jr. This went on for a week or so. I noticed Teofimo ain't said a fucking word. Nobody else said a word from that side. Nobody else said nothing. Teo never called my son out. Teo never said my son's name. I'm like, Bob is the only one saying this because that was the play initially for Giovanni. So I guess he figured, okay, now you got to fight Norman, right? Teo didn't get the memo or didn't like the memo. Mark Kriegel asked him, will he fight my son? He said, you know what sounds swell? You can go look at the interview yourself right after he fought Claggett. You know what sounds swell? Teofimo Lopez, 3-division world champion, blah, blah, blah. Before the age of 27, woo-woo. That's what he said in that interview. He never said it, never addressed my son, never said yay or nay. Would he fight my son? Nothing. This I know personally. He was negotiating with my son for top rank for September the 27th. This is in July. Top rank told us he went missing. He went ghost. Stop answering texts. Stop answering calls. He fired Split T. Go look at this shit. I forgot about this. I ain't even said this on Mill City because I forgot. He fired Split T. He fired his management at the same time. Go look at this. Again, it's coming back to me. He put out a tweet that they trying to set him up. Set you up how? Go look at these. This is what he tweeted. So again, you ain't heard me say this on Mill City because I forgot. But again, I'm full of facts. I just got so many in here. I got to get the shit together. And if y'all see me on Mill City, when I get to talking, I get to rolling. You feel what I'm saying? And they get to coming, right? And they get to coming to me. He put it. Now I can't make this up. I can't make him tweet this. He tweeted some shit about his management setting him up, or the people was in charge of him not looking out for him. Y'all can do what y'all want to do, or let them pimp y'all. I'm not gonna. Don't look it up. He put that out. Same time he was negotiating with my son. That's when he went missing. Canelo Berlanga fight come up. He was in Italy. He reappears for the first Canelo Berlanga fight. For the first press conference. My homeboy there, LA, that's how I know where it was. My homeboy was there, and some other people interviewed him, asking him specifically about my son. Why he not fight? No, I fight him. I don't have no problem fighting him. I just didn't want to fight him on a Friday. Where that came from? You ain't never said my son's name ever till right now. That's for the first Canelo press conference. Trust me, I looked at everything. Never said my son to the first Canelo press conference. Yeah, I just didn't want to fight him on a Friday. He never said that to nobody. We can fight in December. Well, guess what? That never happened. Anyway, that's how my son ended up having surgery, July the 29th, because Teofimo didn't hold up his end and whatever else. So I was like, we don't have nothing on the books right now. Let's go ahead and get this shit out of the way. Like I said, he hurt his hand with the last punch with Giovanni Santillon. He hurt his knuckle shoving it through Giovanni's nose. And I'm telling you the truth. You go watch it for yourself. So that's what happened.
And that was an easy fight to make. That was an easy fight to make. You got two fighters under the same promotion company.
And that's why he didn't want to make it.
Yeah.
That's why he went to calling out boots shortly. Listen, man, I got so much. Again, you ain't heard me say this. I'm finna cook right now. After that, no, listen, I got timeline after timeline because I researched it at the time, but I said this shit get close up in, I forget. He then, after my son, he went to calling out boots. Then, this was last year. So right after turning down my son or ducking my son, he called out boots. Right? He went to calling out boots. He went on the Boxing Voice. They asked him, why didn't he fight my son, get the belt, woo-de-woo. You know what he said? Well, see, a lot of people don't know this, but the way the contract works, if they get your world title, I want to get out the contract, they extend your contract for 5 years, 3 years. 3 years, 2 years, 2 or 3 years. I can't remember what it was, 2 years or 3. But you get an automatic extension for a couple of years when you win a title with them, right? True story. That's true. That's how my son got it. 2 years. It's 2 years. I'm sorry. That was B Cosman right there. That's how my son got extended. You feel what I'm saying? 2 years. All right. Hold on a second. So fast forward. If you get extended, you don't want to fight Brian Norman because if they win your title, then you're gonna get extended. But you call out Jaron Ennis for a title, dumbass. Nobody hold his feet to the fight. Nobody hold his feet to the fire. Nobody knows the questions to ask. So you gonna not fight the easiest fight that's easy to make, but because you don't want to win a title with Top Rank, but you're gonna get Top Rank to send Boots.
Right. Yeah, somebody from another promotion. You're gonna take that fight instead, and that doesn't like he's saying that doesn't make sense at all.
My bad. I had to answer the champ. I can't be on here talking about the champ and not answer the champ. You know what I'm saying?
Family first. No worries, man.
Yeah,
family first, bro.
Right. So anyway,
you're right about that. Yeah, you 100% right.
You can go listen. You can go listen to the interview with him on the. Yes. He didn't want that fight. He didn't want that fight. I don't know. That's why he went to calling out Crawford. He went to reaching high. Was he reaching high because if he lose the Boots, now that's questionable. Was he reaching high because if you lose the Boots, it'll be okay? But if you lose a Norman, you done? I don't know what that's about. If you lose to Crawford, you okay? But if you lose to Norman, you done? You know what I'm saying?
I
don't know.
I found this tweet here I just put up when Terry Crawford put up, and he said, "Looks like you're the one that fucked up the situation with Top Rank. You want to fight what you contracted to fight for." And then Terrence put again, and y'all say I'm looking for a payday. Y'all kill me with the BS. He said, "You over there hurting." I say he's talking to Teofimo. Teofimo replies, "Laugh now, cry later. I'll fight you for free. Destroying your legacy is worth more than me the money."
Just talking shit. He just talking. He crashing out, man.
All talk.
He all talk.
Yeah,
he crashing out.
Talk.
He all talk. He crashing out. He didn't want to fight Boots. He didn't want to fight Crawford. I don't think he wanted to fight Boots or Crawford. I think he knew they weren't gonna fight him. The fighter that wanted to fight him, which was us, he didn't want to fight. You got Devin Haney that want to fight. That's crazy. People who want to fight the people, they don't want to fight, but they want to fight people that don't want to fight them.
And it's funny how you bring all this.
Exactly.
It's funny that you bring all this up because everybody says that it's Norman the one that's ducking the fights and taking under pay cuts and things like that.
I'm sorry, fellas. Hold 2 seconds. I'm sorry, 2 seconds. Cook for 1 second.
Yeah.
Now you got
But no, you're right, Blake. It's a shame because you see how the narrative switches. The narrative is
the goalpost moves, man.
The goalpost moves, man, and Teo, he's been getting a pass for a long time, and these no one's calling him out on it, but this time around, he's self-destructed himself. It's like crazy. Brian was saying, he had the bag, he had the opportunity, he had the person who is kicking out the most money right now in boxing. You were right in his stable. Yeah. You was right there. And you fumbled that opportunity, man. Come on now. Even if Boots didn't want to fight you, you have the opportunity to fight Haney.
Yep.
You have the opportunity to wait in line, see what happens with Brian Norman Jr. You got a number of fights that could happen, but you just spaz out and burn your bridges with and burn the bridges with the person who's kicking out the money for these fights right now. It just doesn't make sense.
What you asking for? Nah, he full of shit, man.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, listen. We have not ducked, and we are not ducking anybody. I was on YSM the other night, and again, I told you I have so much stuff in my brain. There's so many facts in my brain. I asked them the question. They were saying, "But y'all dug Boots." I said, "Okay, when did we dug Boots?" They said last year. I said, "We dug Boots last year? For what date?" They said November the 9th. I said, "Did we fight last year?" Like, nah, you didn't. Okay, so that fight, no matter what, we had negotiations. They didn't want to pay what we asked, but no matter what, we didn't fight anyway. whether we didn't fight because the Karen fight was already ordered, whether we didn't fight because the money wasn't right. Well, we didn't fight last year at all, period. So nobody ducked anything last year. I said, what other date did we duck? Nobody had a question. Nobody had a word. Y'all ducked them 4 times. 4 times. Well, when was the other 3 times that we ducked? Well, and then you can't say we ducked then because we didn't even fight last year. So you saying we should have took the 1.7 million. 1.7 million and fought when? We couldn't fight on the date that they said they was fighting because of hand injury. So we should have took it. We should have took it and fought. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah.
So you literally want to put yourself with a position with one hand behind your back, literally with one hand. But yeah, it's
that ain't the fight you want to. Yeah, that ain't the fight you want to take with one hand. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That ain't the fight you want to take. Again, I'm a realist. I speak realistically. You know what I'm saying? So that's not a fight you want to take with one hand. But listen, man, I'm gonna get on here and I'm gonna say this. I know a lot of people talk trash about Bill Haney and Devin Haney or whatever the case may be. I honestly, when you look at what they're doing, I honestly respect what they're doing and what they're trying to do. Whether you want to say they faking, lying, capping, whatever, like I said, whatever you want to call it, they say the same thing about me. The fact is they making the fights. The fact is they're calling out the fight. The fact is they said they want to fight T.O. just then. You got T.O. saying he don't want to fight them. T.O. and Devin Haney is a good fight that everybody wanted to see for a long time.
Yeah.
He fought Ryan Garcia. Beat not Oscarine, not what he fought the man. He got in the ring with the man and he did what he did, and then they just signed to fight a rematch. Now, of course, we know I don't agree with some of that bullshit. I don't agree with the police shit. I don't agree with I don't agree with none of that. You feel what I'm saying? But let's stick to the facts. Sticking to the facts, they agreed to fight him again for a rematch. So now Ryan is on there.
Wait, they just did this?
No, they did it before. David Haney them called it.
Oh, okay.
They was already signed for a contract, which is another reason that you only want to discuss one fight at a time. Right. Devin Haney called us right after our last fight and asked us to help him get ready for his next 3 fights. We said, what are your next 3 fights? His next 3 fights was already signed. That was Ramirez, the one he just fought, and Ryan Garcia twice.
Yeah.
Bill Haney called me personally and told me this. Right? I said, my son got to decline because y'all are potential opponents. He was like, look, man, that's what they always doing. They trying to put black against black. Nah, we got to, he said the key, he said the blueprint is already out there. The blueprint, I understand what he's saying. He said the blueprint is black against brown. You feel what I'm saying? He said, it ain't got to be us against, you ain't got to be us against us. The blueprint is black against that. He said, that make the most money. That made the most sense. He said, we can help each other. I mean, he's spitting game. You know what I'm saying? He was making some, whatever, realistically, you still in the same division and you just never know what may happen. That's what my son said. So my son's like, nah, I appreciate the offer, but we're going to have to turn it down. You feel what I'm saying? So we didn't go train with him in camp for the Ramirez fight, which we were supposed to be there for the Ramirez fight because of that. You feel what I'm saying? So
gotcha.
Right. So that's how they had. But I'm saying they agreed and signed to fight Ryan Garcia twice. But Ryan Garcia just pulled out.
And that just went down the drain right there.
That just went down the drain. But listen, but not to the Haney's fault. Like, let's keep it real. We're gonna keep it real. We're gonna talk about Devin not being at block of left. Devin not being block of left hook. Cool. We can say that. Devin ain't chinny. Cool. The opinions, we can say that. You feel what I'm saying? We can say all of that. But what we can't say factually is that Devin ain't trying to fight. That's a fucking lie.
Exactly. Yeah, he definitely wanted that get back with him. He definitely wanted.
We can't say that motherfucker ain't trying to fight.
I mean,
got to.
After beating like that, and to want that back, I mean.
That's respect, man. You gotta respect that. Yeah,
you gotta respect.
He was clearly damaged. He was clearly damaged mentally. You seen that in his last fight. He fucked up mentally right now. You know what I'm saying? So he got to shake that off. So I think there might be God working in his favor to help him get a couple more fights in to shake that shit off. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, you agree. I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. He I think Devin himself, like he's in a weird position right now. Of course, coming off a win, not impressive, but he got the win. And of course, you want that get back with Garcia. And now that Garcia unfolded, And now that Teo done tweaked off on himself and just blew that fight, it's like, where do you go now? You know, and that's a tough position for him to be in. It's a couple fights. I mean, Shakur, I mean, you know,
yeah,
if that ever comes to you know, fruition, but it sounds like Devin might even move up in weight. And so
I don't think which one move up to what? 47 or 54?
47. I don't see him
no,
going
no,
up.
they saying he already, they calling him a 47 now. He just doing that catch weight bullshit. But he already, so when you said Shakur, logically, I don't think he's gonna fight Shakur. Logically, because Shakur not gonna be at no because Devin not gonna make 140.
With 140, right.
So logically, I don't believe he's gonna fight Shakur. That's why you don't even hear nobody talking about that. Like they use a different weight class, they're at different times right now. He had Tank on that list, which don't make sense because Tank already said he said it was 140, it was too big for him. So I don't know how the hell they expect that to happen. You know what I'm saying?
And that's where I was getting at. It's like he's in a weird position because the big fight that was there for him was the Teo fight. I mean, that was the big fight for him.
That was the one.
And Teo just flipped the fuck out and they won it.
Yeah, exactly. He flipped out, and so that's going. So, you know, to Devin and Bill, of course they upset, and it's just like,
hey, look, and he flipped out to the point to make sure.
Yeah, he ain't getting another one in it. Either that's it for him. And like you said, you think he did it on purpose? Hey, you got no other reason. Listen,
a bomb went off, man. It makes no sense.
You don't do that.
Make sense.
You don't
make
do
sense.
that. You don't piss on
sense.
somebody. You don't piss on nobody like that and just walk away and tell you, yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Motherfucker that ain't ever did nothing to you.
That part. To my,
there you go.
Hold my hand like you did Crawford doing his little.
Wait. No. Like, where did any of it come from? Where did it? What did who said what? How did it just came out of blue?
How did it come from? Where do you go from New York? The best performance that night. He put on the best performance that night in New York. Well, a month ago, and to this point, how does it get that bad?
He did not want to fight Devin. He crashed out. I think personally that this would be his best. I don't know if he could beat Devin or not. I mean, it's a fight I want to see too. I think personally this would have been his best chance to beat Devin. If not beat Devin, watch this. If not beat Devin, you know, a lot of people don't like him anyway. If Devin was going to do what he just did, then you can paint it, you know what I'm saying, scared, running. You could possibly get a decision because, you know, Jermaine Ortiz did the exact same thing to him. He did the same thing to Teo. He fought him the exact same. He fought, Jermaine Ortiz fought Teo, and I think he beat him, but, I mean, it wasn't exciting. But he fought Teo the exact same way that Devin fought Ramirez. He did the exact same thing.
Yeah.
He would not stand. He wouldn't stand and fight for shit.
Moving back and forth. He didn't want to fight. Yeah.
So we know they're trying to get a no running rule. We know that Turkey wouldn't. We know Turkey wasn't pleased with the performance. Well, nobody. I don't know if Turkey was. We know that nobody. The fans was not pleased with the performance. I don't even think his fans pleased with the performance of Devin?
Nah.
Yeah, I don't think his fans.
I know Tarver wasn't.
Yeah, I don't think none of his fans. I haven't heard nobody defend. I haven't heard nobody defending it. All they say is a win is a win, and you can say that.
Yeah,
a win is a win, right? They say a win is a win, but I ain't heard nobody defending it and say he looked great or no shit like that. So with that being said, I think this. And so now you got the unknown of Haney having to deal with that kind of pressure, and you know what I'm saying. So I think now would have been the best time for him to fight him. I think when he get his bearings back together and he been in that ring a couple more times and he shake off whatever he got going on, I think it's gonna be a worse time to fight him for Teo.
I agree. Well, moving on from there, we done talked about Canelo. We done talked about Crawford. Of course, we just talked about the Teo, of course.
That one there, boy.
Yeah, that one is just still a no-brainer for me. But of course, we got your son coming up in a couple weeks. We're looking forward to seeing that, man. We're looking forward to seeing your son.
Appreciate it, man. Me too, man. I'm excited, man. I don't want to look at. I just need to be in that damn ring. I feel real good. The last few fights he had, I don't know if y'all know, he was the underdog in the one before the last one.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I made some money. But I ain't do all I could, man. I was so excited. Because I can see it. I can see it. You know what I'm saying? The last couple of fights, I can see it. I can see it. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
I don't see this boy. I don't see the boy holding the candle to my son. I just don't. I don't see it.
Let me tell you, I'm a big boxing fan, man, and I look at different fighters, and the age that your son is right now,
it's a good group.
The great ones, you could, like you said, you could see it. You could see a change. Something. It seems like something just clicks. Something just clicks, and I don't know what it is, but I think your son is at that place right now where he just, whatever fight it was, who knows what it was. And I've seen the same thing in Boots. I've seen the same thing with him. Something changes in a fighter's, the great ones, in a fighter's career, where they just get it. It just happens. It's like throwing
the car from
there now.
It's like putting the car from neutral to drive and stuffing the gate.
Yeah. And it's just like automatic now. So yeah, we're looking forward to seeing your son fight in a couple weeks.
Appreciate it.
Hopefully he get that win, man. And then
the only way he don't get that win if it ain't in the God's plan. That's all. Because this boy can't beat my son. He can't beat him.
Yeah.
He can't beat him at all. So if God see fit or see his plan to get my son clipped or whatever, I mean, we can't argue with that. Other than that, skill for skill and power for power, my son even to fuck him up.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt.
That's what I see.
And as you should always think you're gonna come in winning any fight.
I got it. I mean, again, like I said, I can't stop the wrath of God. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
I can do the rest.
And that's the only thing we can do.
That's
God's plan is His plan.
At least I can do. I can do my part. I can do my part.
Yeah.
No. Let me tell you, those are wise words right there. Like you said, God's plan is God's plan.
God's plan is God's plan. Absolutely.
I just got two quick things. I always want to talk about this anytime we talk to somebody involved in boxing. Are you involved in women's boxing at all? You know a lot of fighters. Are you into that? You into?
Yeah. I'm not against it. I look at all the same ones you look at. I look at what was that? What was that one that's finna come back up? What's the one that's finna come back up? The big
Serrano.
Yeah, Taylor and Serrano. I looked at that. I watched. Of course, I fought Korea. She right here in the city all the time. She live in Atlanta.
Oh yeah.
We trying to get it wrong. You got connection. We trying to get it wrong. I love her story. I don't think she gets treated fairly enough. That's a whole nother conversation.
I mean, she's starting to get a lot of love. She's starting to get a lot of love and shine, even though it came from the wrong reason. But she still got that spotlight on her. Yeah. And I mean, people still paying attention to what she's doing. So that's all good.
Yeah, any news is always good news as far as publicity. Yeah. How much would you want to see? I don't think it'll happen. Me and Sooly think it'll just have to be an exhibition match. Do you think that would be like?
I would want to see it at all.
We already know Serrano and Shields.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were finna say Layla Ali and Claressa Shields. Okay.
No. We don't want to see that.
Okay, we don't want to see that. Serrano and Shields. Serrano and Shields.
They going at each other. Well, Serrano's taking a lot of shots on social media at her about her proclaiming herself as the GOAT and et cetera, et cetera. So we talk about it. I said, how big would that be for them to fight each other? Obviously, probably have to be an exposition match.
I mean,
the weight difference.
Again, we got to speak fact for fact. One of them is undefeated. One of them beat all of their opponents convincingly. One of them dominated and won Olympics and then won titles.
2 times, sir. 2-time Olympics.
See, I don't understand that. I don't understand that. That's not even an argument. Like, what are you talking about? You just put you give me yourself accolades. I mean, again, you're saying you're the best based on opinions. That's it. But based on accolades and accomplishments and this and that, and from childhood, this is her life and this is what she did. She got a whole story about it. You see her story. She living her dream. She living a bunch of bullshit. You got losses. She got 2 losses, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got 2 losses. You got 2 losses, and then and I think I think she won the fight. And even with that was a close ass fight. Man, you seen Claressa in a close ass fight.
It could have went either way.
Right.
Yeah,
Claressa go in there and beat and she go in there and beat people up. What we talking about? So no, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. But let me tell you why I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it for the same reason. Now people that for the same reason, and I wouldn't pick Tio to beat Boots. I wouldn't want to see it for the same reason of why I believe Boots don't want to take that fight with Tio. Just hear me out. I'm not saying just hear me out. Right. When you got a smaller fighter and you got a person that's a bigger frame, depending on the style you fight, they're usually there to be hit. You got a Tyson Fury and a Usyk. You can use that. If they don't knock you out, they don't hit you. They can't. Your hands are faster. You're more agile. Don't give a fuck how agile you are, big. You're more smaller, agile. It's like a fly fucking with you. You feel what I'm saying? It's like them airplanes coming at God at King Kong. He trying to swat them, but they everywhere. They here. They there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So with that being said,
100%.
I really wouldn't want. It's not a fair fight. And I really wouldn't. I don't think it would show skill. I really wouldn't want her to fuck around and beat not Serapis, that's Serena Williams. Claressa. Hey, I'm talking about the other quote. My bad. I'm talking about the other quote. I had the other quote on my mind. But so they both quotes. So I wouldn't want to see it. Fuck it. I think Claressa need to let that shit ride. Let her come and speak for themselves. And it is what it is. I don't want to see it.
It's funny you said that. It's funny you said that because I spoke to Blake about this before. I was a big Marvin Hagler fan, man. Big Marvin Hagler fan.
Me too.
And when they made that fight with Sugar Ray Leonard.
The one that he won and they robbed him. The one that he won and they robbed him, right?
They robbed him, man. Yeah. And that goes with the same thing you just said. You got a smaller man, quicker man. And like you said, it gave that look as if he won.
The appearance.
If you look at that fight.
He did.
The appearance, because he was fast in hands, quicker, moving around, and he gave the appearance that he fought. And I think that's the reason why he won that fight. The appearance that he won that fight. I don't think he won that fight, man.
No, he did not win that fight. And that's what it is.
Like that.
Yeah, that's what it. Hey, that's what it. That's what I was saying about boxing fans don't really know what they're looking at a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand, and a smaller person can be very hard to fight if you don't knock them out.
Yeah,
they look at it. They'll say, man, Tyson Fury. Let me see, Tyson Fury will crush Terrence Crawford. Yeah, if he hit him.
Crawford's not gonna stand there and take a beating.
You're right. You're right.
It's gonna be hard to hit. You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be hard to hit.
You see how big that man is? Like, what we talking about?
Yeah, you're right about that. You're right, man.
Yeah, so now I don't want to see it. I think Claressa need to let it ride.
He said, let it go.
Let it go. Yeah.
He said, let it go. Yeah. She ain't got to. She got us out here to pin her for her, so she ain't got to prove that.
Yeah, there you go. And like you said, and Blake talks that all the time, man. He rides and dies for the group. So I agree, man. We do our job out here to defend her like as we should, right. Man, and let the. But she handled her business, man. She handled her business like the way she's supposed to do. So I'm
absolutely.
with you on that one. You guys. Mhm.
So,
You got anything else, Blake?
No, we're gonna come into the end. Any final thoughts, Sooly, you got for him?
Hey man, I'm just like I always tell you, Blake. I'm excited for boxing. It's always something to talk about. We got some good fights coming up. I'm looking forward to June 19th.
Yeah.
Go see Brian Norman Jr. Everyone, if you're watching boxing, if you're a fan of boxing, definitely check out this fight. This fight is going to be, I think, it's going to be a good fight. It's going to show. It's going to show what Brian Norman has in him. To make that journey always.
It's levels, right?
Yeah, it's levels to this.
It's levels.
You know what? One thing I gotta say. One thing I gotta say on here that that I always ask and I always wonder, but I don't even. It don't even. I ain't fuck asking. It don't even matter because I just know it's just personal hate. I want to know, like, I've never asked nobody this, but I'm like, damn, was Michael Jordan, the freshman in high school, the same Michael Jordan that was a sophomore in the league? Were they the same?
No, you speak my language. I'm from
Not
North
at
Carolina.
all.
Yeah. So yeah,
They wasn't the same. It wasn't the same, right? It wasn't
he
the
was
same.
cut from his team.
It wasn't the
Actually.
same.
They cut from the same, but they weren't the same yet. He had to grow. He had to learn. Like you said, you saw the switch click in my son. My son looked bad in 2 fights. One of them, he dominated. He just smothered himself. That's the only thing he did. The other one, he made a mistake, which is what got us to where we are now, and got dropped. Came in with his hand, threw an overhand right with his hand, with the left hand low. He got clipped. He went down, got right back up. Everything was fine. But that's what got us our opportunity. But people thinking they go back, go look at his fights. Go look at no. He's a very, very, very skilled fighter. They don't know what they're looking at. You feel what I'm saying? And they act like fighters don't get better. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. He was 22 years old when his hate started. 22. He's 24 now. He went pro at 17. He won a world title in 6 years. 6 years. You feel what I'm saying? He's the youngest world champion in boxing right now today. Again, I speak on facts. This ain't a cap. No, I speak on nothing but facts. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, though, man. Like I said, we just like proving the world wrong, man. We just keep doing what we're doing. We're gonna keep winning, and keep making them have to find more places to put the goalposts because they're gonna put it in so many holes in the ground. They ain't gonna have no more holes to put them motherfuckers in.
Swiss cheese.
We can't move that motherfucker no more.
So we're gonna find
that ground look like Swiss cheese, man.
We're gonna find another spot.
Right, they gonna make them find a spot.
That's so crazy. Mine. My final thing is I want to give accreditation to you guys for keeping boxing interesting. Like I said at the beginning, keeping boxing fun, bringing boxing back. Boxing's now, in my opinion, is taken back over from MMA and UFC. It's now on the forefront. It's getting talked about all the time on social media, people in the streets. It's getting talked about again. And that's a credit to you, your son, and everybody else in the boxing world. And I just say, keep doing what you're doing. We're going to have fun. Love to have you on again. Love to have your son on and keep having these talks and try to bridge the gap of what's real and what's not. And the things, and I love to talk about that and get people engaged and get answers on things that they may not know. And I love everything that you put out today. That's what I do.
Hey,
yes, sir.
What you were saying about the social media and the engaging, when it first came out, I used to hate. I had daughters coming up; they damn near 30 now. I used to hate reality TV. I used to hate Real Housewives of Atlanta. I hated what's the other shit that come on Atlanta? Some ghettos.
Too many now.
Love and hip hop and all that.
Love and hip hop. That's the one. That's the one. Love and hip hop. That's the one. I hated it. Couldn't stand it. Hated it. First of all, it's scripted bullshit. Hear me out. It's scripted bullshit. It's scripted bullshit. That's why I hate it, because my daughter used to watch. Like, why is you watching it? You know what I'm saying? And it give everybody the wrong idea and they think that's the way of the world, right? So I hated reality TV But now we done fucked around and created real reality, and they get to see it play out in real life. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, isn't that something?
Boxing is real. Even with Claressa Shields and the Remy Ma and the boxing is real reality TV. It's real reality.
It
you
is.
know what it is. Hey, look, you get to see it. You get to see it. We ain't got to come on. All right, what I need you to do is throw the water on and then go pull a wig off. We ain't got to do that.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
We ain't got to do that. We ain't got to do that.
You're
we ain't
right.
got to do that.
Let these people do what they do, man. It's gonna show.
But listen, listen. Hold on. Listen, perfect example on that though, real quick. Caleb Plant, Jamal Charlo pulled his beard, right? So listen, that's why he slapped him, right?
Yep, slapped him right.
Fast forward, now he out giving him praise. You know, y'all see what happened?
Yep, you see that?
Reality TV, that's what real reality look like. Not that fake ass hold me back, hold me back.
Hold me back. So you got me, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Hey man, we get to see it, man. I'm excited. We get to see it. I'm excited about it. I'm excited to be a part of it. It was when I got on YouTube and I started doing this shit, it was very discouraging at first because I really, again, I'm a thinker. I'm a thinking man, and I listen to what I say. I listen to what's going on, and I try to. And I'm like, you know what? It ain't me. It ain't me. It's just it's people don't like. They don't like what they want to hear. That's all it is. They don't like what they want to hear. Everybody is two things. Everybody, no matter what. How many times you see motherfuckers, like let's say somebody die, right?
Mm-hmm.
You hear about the story, but you have one motherfucker trying to get in to get the video of the dead body. Why?
Yeah, there's always one.
Why?
It's always one. It's always
you
one.
feel what I'm saying? Everybody wanna have that inside scoop. They want to have that inside connection. They want to be right. Like, for example, again, not to throw a shot, but it's a realistic thing that I noticed with Jerron Ennis when he came out and he was an unnoticed diamond in the rough. Mm-hmm. People that saw him and was seeing him on the show boxes or the show, you know what I'm saying? They're like, man, they just fighting, man. You got to see him. You got to see him. And that just holds true the whole time. You feel what I'm saying? So if you have another guy come in, that's not saying it's not true, but let's say if you have another guy come in, fuck he come from? Nah, he ain't no. I bet he can't beat my guy. You get what I'm saying? Right. And that's all it is. That's all it is. That's I had to realize that that's all it is. That's it. They just again, people can't like two people. You can't sneak in here and do this because you can't be better than that guy because I noticed that guy a long time ago. I ain't never noticed you.
Yeah. I
ain't never noticed you. I ain't never heard of you. Where you come from now?
Yeah.
No.
and that's what it's come to. It's come to, I like this person, so
I can't like you.
You can't like this. Yeah, I can't like you because I like this person.
Yeah, I can't like you. I like him.
Right, exactly. It's always a competition thing, man. And unfortunately, that's the world we live in. But
but unfortunately, it's usually only our community, though. It's usually on our community, period.
Yeah, man. You're right about that. That crab in the barrel syndrome, man.
Crab in the motherfucking barrel. Absolutely.
All day.
Can't stand
it. Yeah. And I'm glad you spoke on that too, because I'm gonna tell you, I've been in a lot of rooms in boxing, and I've been to a few conventions. And when you see other communities, you see them stick together. And unfortunately, us as a people and the boxing community, and that extends to real life, we don't stick together and hold each other down when we should, man. If we see somebody coming up, we should be pushing them up.
But they try to push him. They try to push him down. Who is you? Who is you? Where you coming from? Get your ass back down now. We don't want you up there. Yeah.
Exactly. And it's a race to get to that top, man, where we can get to the top faster if we all work together, man. So I'm glad you spoke on that. It's been a pleasure having you, brother. It's been a pleasure.
Man. It's a pleasure talking to y'all, man. Y'all boys be easy, man, and y'all just keep watching, man. We're gonna keep doing what we do.
We'll definitely keep in touch, man. We do it again later on, after some fights, and we just keep
Okay.
flowing, man. Everybody just follow you. How can people follow you?
Absolutely.
I ain't worried about me. Official B.Norman. Official B.Norman. I ain't worried about nobody following me. Official B.Norman.
keep in contact with you, follow you, and
I mean, y'all, you know how to find me here.
There you go, man. The Brian Norman Senior reality show.
If you go to official B.Norman, you gonna find me somewhere on there. You know that.
There you go. There you go. Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it.
Yeah. All right, man. Y'all take it easy, man.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Look forward to doing this again. And we'll end this as we always do. It ain't as hard as you can hit. It's as hard as you can get hit. We'll see you guys
all day.
Next time.
All day.
And look forward to doing this again.
Okay, big dog.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Yeah.
Hey, it's the ROXANNE, and watch Philly Fight World with me.